Our topic for today is which short stories will leave you breathless? This is a super popular answer that someone posted without revealing their identity. This is a short story written by me. Happy reading! Sauna. Gobind combed his hair. A perfect army cut he got yesterday didn't make it a big effort to maintain his style, let alone that one strand of hair that was plaited on the back of his head. He used to remember his nephews and nieces pulling that one strand of hair back in Nepal. Like thousands of Nepalis, he has come to India for a better job and a future. He reached Bangalore 1.5 years back. Gobind Thapa, the one ambitious proud Thapa of the Thapa clan who are by far the best mountaineers in the world. Gobind grew up beating the mountain mist, now walked towards his workplace. The Lewis Hotel. Lewis Hotel is a restaurant that serves exclusive Mangalorean cuisine named after the owner Louis de Costa. Gobind served his best as a waiter there. He was simply the best. He easily managed to learn new languages and give attention to all his customers. The foreigners, North Indians and South Indian people were extremely praiseworthy of the lad. After the normal Sunday Mass, Lewis Hotel will be packed like a house on fire. People wait in a long queue outside to actually get into the hotel to taste the exotic delicacies. Gobind was flying inside the dark, dreamy 70s-style hotel. Without any complaint, he served everyone. He really wanted to sit down, but Palaniappan, his colleague, the 65-year-old, was panting, so Gobind decided to take extra step. He was directed to the corner table where 3 girls were sitting. Before he could look up, he could hear them. Glass bangles tinkling and a laughter followed by that which was more sweet than the bells. Mira, Avantika, what you guys having? The source of voice chirped. Gobind put the menu card on their table and waited for their response. Let's ask the waiter. The girl named Mira took the liberty to ask the right person instead of getting in to girly gossip that will go with all news under the sun, let alone ordering the food. Waiter. Now Gobind was a waiter. He was slightly irritated with the word. It gave him slight nausea. But then the chirpy voice took command and asked him, "What is your name?" He for the first time looked at her. She had the skin of olive and a long flowing hair, and most importantly, her eyes glistened whenever she talked. "Madam, my name is Gobind Thapa." "Thapa? Are you from Nepal?" "Yes, ma'am." "Do you like Bangalore?" "Yes, very much." "Then Mr. Thapa, tell us what's the best pick over here." Mr. Thapa. That was a revelation. No one has ever called him Mr. Thapa. He felt proud. The sheer sensation of being a Thapa was overwhelming. Sauna is good, ma'am. Sauna is a fluffy idli-looking rice cake which is made out of unfermented rice batter, which is one of the Mangalorean delicacy. Then so be it. I will have sauna and veg curry, and the girls will have English breakfast. Really, girls? Girls giggled as they pulled each other's legs. He wrote down the order and turned as the glass bangle lady laughed and called out his name. "Yes, ma'am. That plaited hair of yours, it's cute. Thanks a lot, ma'am." Gobind didn't felt dizzy or weak. He did his chores like a robot. The madam and her 2 friends Mira and Avantika used to take a place on the corner side table after every Sunday Mass. He was reluctant to ask her name, so she became Madam, and he became Mr. Thapa. He became more and more curious about her. She carried a certain poise around her, the charisma that attracts everyone. He wanted to ask what's her name, what's her religion. Is she vegetarian? Because she used to have only veg curry for most of the time. If she is a Christian, she can have non-veg, right? For his surprise, she came alone on Monday morning and then Tuesday and Wednesday morning. She carried a laptop and a notebook and used to work there with all that until noon. Her long hair sometimes in a worker bun or loosely held. She carried a different style every day. Since the usual Sunday crowd was not there, the Lewis Hotel was at bliss during weekdays. When Gobind came to take the order, she was working on something. Her hands moving frantically in the keyboard. Without looking at him, she said, "You know my order, Mr. Tapa?" "Yes, ma'am." When he neatly put the fluffy saunas and veg curry, he kept on wondering on what her name is. She had a rosary ring, a Rudraksha band on her hand and a chalice of Alaraka on her neck. "Ma'am, can I ask something?" "Yes, Mr. Tapa." "Are you Christian?" "Are you asking that because I come here after Sunday Mass?" "I was wondering with all those bands and..." "Mr. Tapa, I'm a Christian, Muslim, Buddhist and a Hindu. I'm a humanist." "Oh, okay, ma'am." Although Gobind understood half what she meant, he saw a wide new world through her. She knew a lot of things and she loved sharing it too. "Do you have anything else to ask?" "Yes, why are you working with laptop?" "Mr. Tapa, I'm a writer." "Oh, that's great, ma'am." "Do you think so?" "Of course, ma'am, I'm so proud that my customer is a writer." She gave a smile that was wide a mile. Gobind wished to see it more often.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
She used to come around 12 p.m. at noon and demand for breakfast. Since she was a regular customer, the hotel staff gave a special exclusion to make hot fluffy saunas at noon. That time will be all waiters having their brunch after the workload in the morning. The coming days she insisted Gobind to have breakfast with her, which he sadly rejected. But the madam was persistent and asked him to have breakfast with her. They talked about each other, Nepal, Bangalore customs and traditions and anything under the sun. Gobind felt privileged as madam considered him something special. His self-confidence rose to the sky. Not only Gobind, all the hotel staff yearned to see her. She was one bright, full of life, happy person with more and more stories. Then she didn't come for weeks. Gobind waited at the door to catch a glimpse of her. Her friends also didn't come in Sundays. It was as though she disappeared into the thin air. Gobind became busy in his work, but he missed the bright stories and the happy person who kept on talking for hours. One day she came to the restaurant. She was silent. Gobind was more than happy. Within minutes, he took the sauna and veg curry for her. When he was putting down the sauna and veg curry, she yelled at him, "Who asked you to bring sauna? I want buffet breakfast." She became ferocious as though someone committed a crime. "But ma'am, you always order sauna." Gobind became dumb for a second as he didn't understand what was happening. Go to hell with sauna. What's this place? None of the waiters have any manners. Gobind felt like a lump has been developed in his throat which he found difficult to gulp. "My sincere apologies, madam." He rushed to the kitchen to get the order. A tear fell in his cheeks. How could she change like that? Has her book got rejected by a publisher? What happened to madam? He took the second order and placed it on her table. She didn't have a laptop or a notebook with her. Her hair looked thin and her face looked pale. Her eyes has lost glisten. She was no longer the bright being that he used to see. Gobind forced him to talk like a normal waiter. "Here is your order, ma'am." They didn't look at each other. She started to gulp down the scrambled egg with the toast. It was difficult to swallow. "Mr. Tapa," she called out his name. "Yes, ma'am." "I'm sorry, Gobind. I'm very sorry." Tears started to run from her cheek uncontrollably. "Ma'am, it's okay. Please don't cry." She left an ocean of tears. He couldn't do anything other than watching her. "Mr. Tapa." "Yes, ma'am." She looked at him with blurred eyes. Her nose and lips turned to shape of deep red. "I'm dying." Gobind felt as if he lost his voice. A chill ran through his spine. "I'm dying, Mr. Tapa." She clenched her teeth to suppress pain. Gobind wanted to console, but none of the words came out. None of these worked. No one heard my prayer. She pointed at her prayer beads. Gobind wanted to talk her into peace, but he became motionless. He just listened to her. "Mr. Tapa." "Yes, ma'am." He left a gush full of air when he talked. He took his entire energy to not restrain himself. "Will you remember me if I'm gone?" Govind gazed at the empty roof. He didn't utter any single word. Months passed by. Govind was busy in that Sunday doing his daily chores. He was asked to take order of the corner table. The corner table was occupied by 2 people. His voice stuttered when he was about to give menu card. Mira and Avantika gazed at him for a long time. He noticed the empty seat and went to the kitchen to get all the plates. He put the plates each for Mira and Avantika. He had 1 extra plate in his hand. He nonchalantly put that in the empty desk, and took the ordering note and murmured to himself, gazing the empty desk. "1 sauna and veg curry over here, and what about you Mira ma'am and Avantika ma'am?" Mira and Avantika looked at him with acknowledgement. He turned after completing the order. Right then Mira said. Her name was Tamanna. He rushed to the kitchen, and carefully took the sauna and curry and took it to the empty desk. Mira and Avantika started to cry. Govind casually said, "Enjoy your meal Tamanna ma'am." None said, "Thank you Mr. Tapa." He ran towards the rest room. He washed his tear-jerked face. And however hard he tried to concentrate, he could hear glass bangles tingling everywhere.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.